After Patrick Mahomes won his second Super Bowl in only 5 seasons, the question started to arise. Where does Mahomes rank all time? Now, I know a lot of fans can kind of get upset about this question because he's only been in the league for 6 years. But what he's been able to do and achieve in only 5 seasons, some all-time greats couldn't even achieve in their whole career. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why this is a valid question, my top 10 quarterbacks of all time, and where I think Mahomes ranks all time. Let's get right into it. Now, before you comment about why I'm right or wrong, all I ask is that you watch the entire video before doing so. Alright, so why is this a valid question? Well, to some, it's a completely valid question, and to some, it's outrageous. The first side is that you may be a football fan that just watches casually and pays attention to the media here and there. And the second side is you're the person that actually does their research. You might have played football at some point in your life and feel like you have a different point of view because you actually played the game. Regardless which fan you are, you clicked on this video because you want to be educated. With that being said, the amount of success Mahomes has had in his short 6-year career can't even be put into words. In fact, his success is very similar to one person you might know that goes by the name of Tom Brady. As you can see, both Mahomes and Brady have 3 Super Bowl appearances. Brady has 3 AFC Championship game appearances and Mahomes has 5. Brady has 3 rings compared to Mahomes' 2, and both have 2 Super Bowl MVPs, but Mahomes has 2 league MVPs to Brady's 0. Mahomes also has 5,000 more passing yards, nearly 50 more touchdowns, and he has less interceptions than Brady. This is hardly a hot take, but Mahomes has had a better start to his career than Brady did. You could also argue that Brady had a better team and defense around him to win these Super Bowls. When Brady won his first Super Bowl, he became the youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl at 24 years old and 6 months. Well, why am I telling you this? When Mahomes won his first Super Bowl, he broke Brady's record and won the Super Bowl at 24 years old and 4 months. So comparing Mahomes to arguably the greatest quarterback of all time in the beginning of their careers is why this question is valid. Now, as we move on to my top 10 quarterbacks of all time list, I'm going to show you a list of some of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. You have guys like Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Kurt Warner to Jim Kelly, and Otto Graham, who won 7 championships, but that was before the NFL merger. Nonetheless, all-time greats on this list. Now, let me take this list and cut it down to the players that have 2 Super Bowl rings, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and 2 NFL MVPs. And just like that, history is made. As you can see, Mahomes is in with the all-time greats. Out of all the great quarterbacks on this list, only 3 remain, and Mahomes is one of them. Okay, that's enough waiting. Let me show you my top 10 quarterbacks of all time. Now, you may be surprised that I have Mahomes ranked 3rd, but the numbers don't lie. In 2022, Mahomes won regular season MVP, he won Super Bowl MVP, he led the NFL in passing yards and passing touchdowns. Only 3 players have done this in their whole career, and Mahomes just did it in 1 season. Those quarterbacks are Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Kurt Warner. Furthermore, there were only 5 quarterbacks in NFL history with multiple league MVPs and Super Bowl wins. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Peyton Manning, and Patrick Mahomes. Now, one of the main reasons why I have Mahomes ranked 3rd all time is an opinion that doesn't get talked about. In the 2021 offseason, the Chiefs traded arguably the greatest receiver in the NFL, Tyreek Hill, to the Miami Dolphins. Some analysts were skeptical if Mahomes was going to be just as great as he normally is, or if he's going to be half the quarterback he is. But after losing his best weapon, the very next season, he won the Super Bowl. This is absolutely unheard of in sports history. Here are some examples. In the early 2000s, Dante Culpepper lost Randy Moss and he was never the same. He never made it back to the playoffs or had another winning record. In the late 2000s, Tom Brady coincidentally lost Randy Moss and it took him 5 years to make it back to a Super Bowl. Finally, in the late 1990s, Dan Marino lost the Mark brothers and he failed to even make it past the divisional round. So as you can see, all-time greats have lost their best weapon and couldn't make as quick as a turnaround as Mahomes. With all that being said, where do you rank Mahomes all time? Let me know what you think of my list and if you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and as always, I will see you all next video.